Billy Corgan's Cotillions. I've been listening to this record like 5 or 6 times now, and I think it's starting to fall into place. Um, there's a lot of great lyrics and well thought out songs on it. It's very stripped down, of course, so you got to get into that mindset at first. And since I've been listening to a lot of beat-driven records, both by the Pumpkins and other rock records for a long while now, I haven't really listened to that much acoustic stuff. So for me, kind of the challenge with this record was to just get out of my judging zone and get into my more open-minded zone. And I think it would. I think the record would be even more enhanced if I could get a hold of all the lyrics. But from what I hear, and I've really been listening to the songs more concentratedly now, I think it really is a great record. It has a lot of beautiful tracks. For me, 6+7 is my favorite. It's I think the best compliment I could give it would say that it is like almost blank page class from Adore, which is one of my top 10 favorite songs of his. I think I like that Billy kind of wants to be um, this mix between Shakespeareans and Winnie Jennings, and I just think that it's. I mean, he's always been very respectful of Neil Young as well. But when Billy Corgan tries to play Americana, it like other songwriters are on this certain level and they might have this amount of emotion and stuff. But Billy, being the intelligent guy he is, he always ups the ante. He kind of makes it into like song poetry, and there's another dimension to it that can be hard to grasp at first. I had this problem with Ojulala. In a way, Ojulala was like too good for a lot of people. Takes a lot of time till you realize the greatness. You really got to get into the lyrics, like read them and understand like the very profound meaning, deep meanings of songs like The Archer, um, because they definitely describe a lot of heartfelt stuff. Just listening to the 6+7 lyrics, I just thought it was just so breathtaking. With like tearing the curtain down and there you are. That whole thing, just so powerful in its simplicity. And I think Billy has really started mastering this type of songwriting lately. And I'm really pleased that he doesn't stop, that he is always like striving forward. Even though it on the surface may seem like a Americana record, it's so much more than that, just on a personal development level and like on a deep emotional level in the lyrics. So I just thought there are a lot of nice lyrical passages, and there are a ton of good songs on this record. Colosseum is one I really dig. I like Hard Times a lot. Um, Spark is also great. Um, the album kind of ends a bit abruptly with a 2-minute track, kind of also bringing some Adore vibes for me, just having like a kind of a like the 17 track is even shorter, but just having a track that feels a bit cut off, at least without the lyrics present. Since I've been listening to digital here, so but I'll probably get this one on vinyl and like really get into the lyrics as well. I think it's gonna be even better that way. But all in all, I don't think you should compare this record to his other work. It's like one of those records like Oceania or Adore or Zeitgeist, where you just, or his Future Embrace Soul album even, you just let it be what it is and you don't really compare it to his so-called peak works, which I really think he is peaking in other aspects in this late line of his career, like every musical genius does. I mean, if you look at Johnny Cash or Dylan, they did a lot of their best albums like 30 years into their career, and it's the same for Billy, I think. Him being a personal hero of mine and being my absolute favorite songwriter is of course gonna play its part. I'm gonna listen more carefully, more like I'm gonna be more alert to really get into the songs and try to be open and appreciate them. But it definitely took me a while to appreciate his leap on both Ojilala and this album. But like it's been throughout being a fan through his career since Siamese Dream up to now, I always loved that part that he could like do stuff that you wouldn't really get at first, and then after a while you'd be like, oh, this is really cool. It really showed me something that I deeply respect, and that's what makes albums like Adore and Melancholy and Machina really good, because they are demanding. But if you take it on like as a listener and really focus and try to see the grand picture of the songs, the themes, all the life experience he sings about, it's really cool what you get out. So I mean, as I think a lot of people were kind of fences up even with Melancholy back in the day, so it's nothing new, you know, just to cram in a lot of songs and like demanding the respect of somebody actually listening to them, or just not having the patience to do that. Because he's kind of made some albums for the more short attention span listener, and I have to say that even though I appreciate that album like Monuments to an Elegy, I kind of think it kind of cuts him short in a way that it didn't do on an album like Oceania, because he definitely tried to like cater to something on that album. I mean, the biggest song was like Coldplay esque, and when you just listen to the songs, they are really good. I just like Billy the best when he like is the stubborn person he is, and just writes the songs that he can teach us how we can approach them, or just challenge us to like grow and understand like his great vision and songwriting. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna get into like details. I just really recommend this album. I did another review which I took down a little earlier because I hadn't really gotten into the album. I was a bit disappointed at first. I had too much expectations, and you should live life with no expectations, of course. And when I did that, it really opened up the album for me, and it became much more vivid, beautiful. I could definitely feel the whole palette of feelings that this album is. So I've definitely learned to give it a few weeks or days at least to before reviewing his stuff, because I really need to give his records a chance, often his later work. So, but I am still listening, and I'm checking out every work since Siamese Dream, and I have appreciated every record he's put out. So he's kind of my Neil Young or Dylan in a way of my generation. So I just definitely recommend if you're just getting into his stuff and maybe you're younger, you could definitely get something out of this as well. All right, I'm gonna leave you with that. Billy Corgan Cotillions gets 4 out of 5.